Hey YouTube, Kyle Modder, and I kind of went down a crazy rabbit hole with the StealthBurner last night, all the way until like 1:30 in the morning, for no reason other than I think I can, which is what started this whole freaking thing. Now, for those of you who know me and watch my channel for like the last year and a half or whatever, when I decided to post videos, I'm getting a little more current and frequent with them. But here's the thing about StealthBurner. It's what made me fall in love with Voron design over every other printer out there. I loved the way it looked. I loved how cutting edge it was. Little did I know how bad it actually is. Now, for a two-wheel drive ecosystem, it is really good. There are better balanced tool heads for more speed, but that wasn't the primary premise for Voron design. Little did they know the community would take that and run for miles and create all kinds of cool things, even like Chirpy's Rapid Burner and Dragon Burner, Annex and their XOL, and everything else under the sun that exists, right? But for me, I want to go back to roots with both of my printers because I have an inertia cube to experiment all these amazing tool heads with, and that's what I plan on doing. Now, UAP in the Trident is great, but I can't help but wonder, could we make StealthBurner really good? Could we make it balanced with good comm? And honestly, I think we can, but it all comes down to the CAD materials and the person doing it. See, there's so much freaking hardware in that thing that it becomes tedious and monotonous to actually go through everything, which I've already done.
Well, here we are. This is what I'm working with. I am going to put this on a 9mm belt path monolith, so I had to make a carriage that was good. Yes, I do have plans once this project is complete to go through it and do the same thing, but with aluminum, so it can be done. Now, let me just show you physical materials. Everything's calculated for except for the extruder motor. That's something that I want accurate weights and measures on this thing, and the only way to get it is to, honestly, go weigh this extruder motor that I'm going to be using on this build. Now, the carriage is symmetrical. Everything is equal, left and right. I'm very excited about this. I think this is going to produce some good fruit, and wouldn't you know it, I am working on an entire guide here or of my journey of what I'm doing and how things are going with comm placements. As you can see, the carriage itself, the comm is pretty low. It's back, which is good, I guess. But you see down here, when we add the Clockwork 2 assembly, it moves up a lot. And that becomes kind of an interesting issue. So it goes up and over. And what I plan on doing is laying these all on top of each other. So that way we have, if I can do it, okay? I want to have good information here. So with that being said, I feel like it's important to let you know that this is a journey. I have no idea if this is going to actually turn out well or not, or if we can even achieve a good comm with it. Again, there's a lot of moving components, a lot of moving pieces, but the most important thing on the carriage is I eliminated the need for heat sets on the front face where the Clockwork in StealthBurner and Hot End Assembly actually mount. That was important to me because I have replaced so many of those frickin' carriages on my StealthBurners that I kept, and then I got so tired of it I got rid of it and haven't come back since. And that's when I was thinking, I saw a fellow friend in the Monolith beta chat, that very exclusive, by the way, nobody can just join it, but he has a StealthBurner on his with cable chains, and oh my god, the results were mind-blowing. So that had me think, if it's that good the way it is, can we make it better by producing a good comm for it? If we can produce a good comm, that would also help the two-wheel drive world. Now, there's a few caveats. I am not willing to do all the work to support every single freaking tool head or, hot end out there for it. I'm going to do two. So I'm going to do the CHC XL because I can, which also ironically fits the Please Don't Buy It Mellow Goliath, and Rapido 2 Ultra High Flow, mainly because most people move from Revo to the Ultra High Flow, and eventually I'll work on it for Tube Mini and Tube at some point, but seeing how I don't own those hot ends yet, it makes no sense for me to do it. I will make everything public in the Voron style. It is a GNU 3 or whatever, the GPL, GNU license, whatever the hell it is. It's just Common Collective version 3 or whatever it is. I totally butchered that. But the point is, the CAD file will be there when this is done for you guys to experiment and play with. And Cloaked Wayne has an amazing rule of thumb for making sure you have a correct center mass and what that looks like, which will also be on this GitHub. So when you start making new changes, you have something to follow. And a lot of it is taking away material or adding material, but making sure that you do it in a balanced way. So if you add material to the left side, make sure you add it to the right and remeasure. And with clockwork being the way that it is, we might be adding more material on one side, but so far the comm is perfect. Again, I haven't added the extruder yet, but we're going to do that right now. Okay, I found a motor from the Galileo or G2 SA. It is a 9-tooth, and it's going to work just fine. We just have to make sure we're very careful about calculating rotation distance. I know the stock is a 10, but seeing how this gear is a 1-to-1 touch on the other gear in that assembly in Clockwork 2, it's going to work fine. I mean, hell, if I could find a 5 that would fit, I would probably run it, because why not? But the thing is we want to make sure that because this is the right one we're going to be using, the wires are correct that I'm going to use. I'm not going to shorten them. I'm just going to leave them like this just to make sure we have good comm. I need to weigh this. I'm more concerned about the weight than the wire because the wire is so little. It's not going to make a huge difference in my opinion. Now, we're not doing this exact one-to-one science here. We're trying to get it good enough, and the graphs will speak for themselves. There's always variances that we can't account for, including the wiring from the tool head and all that. And yes, I'm going to be using the Orbiter tool board because I already have it installed, and it makes sense just to use what I have, right? So we're going to go weigh this on my wife's kitchen scale. Don't tell her because it's metal and greasy, and she's going to find out after she watches this anyway. Love you, babe. Let's go. Okay, we got the kitchen scale. It is on pounds, so we need to convert it to grams. Put this guy on here in 85 grams. Now, Fusion 360 wants mass, which is the weight of an object minus Earth's gravity, which is 9.81 meters per second squared. Assuming this Bricknell, which I did look up on the internet, actually converts that weight to eliminate the Earth's weight or gravitational pull on the object, then the mass would assumingly be 85 grams. That's what we would tell Fusion. It's 85 grams. I'm going to see if I can do that. Okay, so thanks for a simple Google search. It's been a long time since we've had to deal with this kind of crap. And then ChatGPT to verify. As a rule of thumb, I never ever use ChatGPT first. It's more of a make sure I'm on the right path kind of thing. But here's the thing. I took a material that I give absolutely no craps about, which is this aluminum 7175 T73 hot formed. And I needed to add that. And then what I did was I wanted to actually figure out what this would be by right-clicking on the tree here and choosing properties, which I did here. And you see I already calculated it, but it was like 34 something or whatever originally, or 72, whatever. But what I did is my target mass is 85 grams, and I needed the volume of the container, right, of the object. So you do P equals mass that you want, target mass, 85 grams divided by the volume, which gave me 0.00405 grams millimeter cubed. So what I did was I went back to my modify tab, physical materials, took that material I didn't give a crap about and edited it. Now, the reason why we're not at exactly 85 is Fusion is not letting me take the decimal place out 3 more places. So we just have to be satisfied with 0.04. And it is what it is. 0.05 is way too high. It's like 120 grams, which is way beyond anything, even the wire weight. So we're just going to live with this and be happy with it. Now, if I wanted to get deeper into this, something that I definitely could do is find a motor online or something that actually is to scale and has all the freaking parts. Reached out to Jason at LDO to see if he could hook me up with that, if they even have one, because as far as I'm concerned or understand and know, all their files they give out don't have the internal windings, and I get that. All right, so with all things said and done, what we looked at weighing the motor and getting comm as well, the correct weights and measures to find comm, it's going to be interesting to see what we roll out with. Now, I am doing these simultaneously for the stock belt path. I'll be adding the Tally CNC mount and the XOL CNC mount in there as well. So it'll be a large CAD file for you to have. And I honestly haven't decided if I want to release it as individual Fusion files for you guys, so that you guys have all the weights and measures in there properly calculated, or just release it as one big thing. Now, there could be confusion with that, so we'll deal with that later on.
This is your first time watching, thank you for watching me descend into darkness with StealthBurner and trying to find good comm. And the reason I'm doing this is because this guy is getting installed into this guy soon after I'm done making some more parts. A couple things came up and I needed this right away, so we'll dive into that shortly. But stay tuned for the next episode where we dive into the hot ends. Talk to you guys soon.